going on, peeps? It's Wrath here, hanging out today, playing some Monster Legends. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button to show your support. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright guys, so I don't know what the deal is here. I had this same thing pop up last night saying update Monster Legends. I didn't update it at all. I don't even have auto update turned on. But I got on again later and I got 5 gems that said thanks for updating. Okay, cool, and now it's back again, so I haven't really checked the App Store to see if it needs to be updated or anything, but I'm assuming it does. I don't know. Whatever, I haven't updated it yet, it's a thing. Anyways, today's video, we're going to be talking about the Team Race monster, Scrap Warrior, right? He's special for the Team Race, so we're just going to talk about him. We are kind of stuck on a legendary node, getting our booty hole smashed in the race. We are in 10th place. Kind of blows, but whatever. Any hoodles, we're going to jump in and talk about the Scrap Warrior, but before we do, because there's going to be somebody out there that watches this video like 3 or 4 days from now and he's already out. Any information that is incorrect in this video is not my fault, alright? I get all my information from the wiki, so anything that's incorrect is because they've labeled it incorrectly, alright? That's how it is. If you don't like that, if that's a problem for you, that's okay, whatever. But if you do watch this in like 3 or 4, 5, 6, 2 months from nowadays, and something's wrong, don't be the guy in the comments like, oh my god, Wrath, you retarded. You gotta remember, this was made before he was out. So, if you do have information that has been changed on him, or he's a little bit different, don't be afraid to leave that in the comments. I like to know when something's different so that I can tell other people about that. I can pin your comment or something so everybody knows that is legit. But with that being said, let's jump in and talk about the Scrap Warrior. Alright guys, so here we are at the Scrap Warrior Super Hot Analysis page. Copyright Wrath, it's amazing. Anyways, so here we go. We're going to start out like normal, go through the stats, the skills, all that good jazz, and then we'll talk a little bit about where he fits in and is he really good or all that good stuff. So let's jump in first and talk about his power. He's got 3,465 base power, which isn't bad. Puts him in damage dealer range. You know, like I said, not terrible, not terrible. But 30,461 life, so that's not a bad life stat either. Keeps him from being like super duper squishy, but it's not quite tank levels. It still works just fine. It's a pretty good life stat. His speed is 3,432, which in my opinion does kind of rule out a denial roll for this guy, at least in the majority of cases. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but whatevs. Moving down his gold per minute, 244, not a huge deal. He does have the Harden trait, which is nice. Harden traits are always good. It does give you a small resistance to all status effects, which means, you know, blinds, stuns, freezes, all that good jazz. Keeps him from getting hit by them, and that's nice. Alright? He is in 2 different books, the Good Legions and the Mechanical Legions, not to mention he's a metal monster. And I had somebody in one of my comments saying, oh my god, Wrath, you're dumb, he's also a legendary. Duh. Okay, we all know he's legendary, so I guess you could technically put him in 4 different spots for wars. But anyways, in the Relic Slots, he does have the Mask and the Trap Relics. I have actually looked up a little bit of information on those, and I will be probably making a video on that soonish-ish. All the relics and what they're good for, stuff like that. But that's not about this video, so we're going to skip over it. Alright? His special skill down here, What a Lovely Day. It's a 60 power metal-based AoE that also is going to apply bleeding and total blind to all enemies. And that's going to bring us into total blind, right? New status effect, total blind. I do not know if it will be avoided by the immune to blind trait. I don't think it will because Mega Stun goes through immunity to stun. So I do believe total blind will go through the immunity to blind. But there's no way to know 100% for sure until people have him, so it's iffy. It may not. But it's going to be a 100% reduction to your accuracy, which means no regular attack is going to hit unless it is a support-based attack or it is an ultimate, okay? 2 reasons why. As you can see in this guy's ultimate, it's 120% accurate, which means if you lose 100% accuracy, it's going to still be 20% accurate, which means it has a very small chance to hit, but it can hit. Positive effects, I've noticed before, even if you've blinded and dazed a whole team of monsters, if one of them pops like a remove negative effects skill, it will remove all the negative effects, even though they're 75% inaccurate, okay? Same thing with heals. I've never seen a heal miss due to being dazed or blinded. And I don't think that damage boost can miss either. I could be wrong there. I have noticed before like stam regeneration and stuff can miss, but you know, whatever. That's not super important. Like I said, if you do hit this on someone as a denial, they can pull it back off. Alright, so anyways, moving over to his skills, we have the massive smoke screen. It's going to be a 35 power AoE that does a total blind to all enemies. It's also special based. Now, like I said before, probably not a really good denial monster because his speed's a little bit low, but this is a denial based move. So we'll talk about how that fits into his scheme here in a little bit, but that's what you need to know for now, right? Right. Moving over, we've got the Saber Throwing. This is going to be a 40 power AoE. It is metal based, which isn't ideal, but it's not bad. It's going to give an AoE bleed to all enemies. Bleed's always nice, a little bit of power reduction, a little bit of life reduction as well. That works out good. It's kind of a little debuff and a little buff for your damage too. Moving over, again, we have the smoke screen. This is going to be the single target version of the massive smoke screen. It's going to give a total blind to one enemy, but it's 0 cooldown. So it is spammable. You can use it every turn to total blind somebody. Awesome, right? Right, I'll take it. Moving down, we've got the homebrewed something nuclear device. That's right, that sounds weird and dangerous, but it's a 70 power special based AoE, or not AoE, that would be amazing. Single target attack, which means it does have really good one-shot potential for damage dealing rolls, and a denial build doesn't really fit in anywhere, but for good damage, this will do it. Special base, unresistible 70 power, probably going to put some one-shots down. Moving over, we've got the Knife Throwing. This is going to be a 55 power single target. It is metal based and it does cause bleeding. It does have a 2-turn cooldown, so I don't know if it's going to fit into your roundup, but it might, so I left it in here just because. And the last one over here, the Moonshine Bottle. It's a self buff. It's going to give him, remove all his negative status effects, which is great. It's also going to give him the new ability, Mechanical Hater, and an extra turn. Mechanical Hater, I'm assuming, is going to be a 50% or something double damage to artifacts, something like that. I guess that's what it does. It makes sense that it would do that. So, works for me. The extra turn, that's always nice. Removes your negative effects, give you an extra turn. That's never bad. So, skills, stats, stuff, and things. Where does this guy fit? Like I said before, probably not going to be running your denial slot unless this is your only 115 monster. Like if you get him at 115 in the race and you don't have a good denial monster yet, or any, even 110 denials, this guy will suffice for your denial because of the fact he's going to be so much faster than your unranked monsters anyways. Couple problems with his denial roll. One, his base speed is pretty low, so at a 115 to 115 basis, this guy's going to get outsped by a lot of denials. And two, his denial isn't super dangerous, okay? It's total blind, which is super annoying, don't get me wrong, but if you have a single support monster in your team, you can strip that off with remove negative effects, and stuff like that, so it's not super bad. But it can also be blocked by Hardened, Tuft, and the Bulwark traits, which makes it not super accurate or reliable to even land on monsters, which in my opinion makes this guy a little bit shaky for denial. I wouldn't run him that way, but like I said, if he's your only 115, that's probably going to be your best bet because it will make him really fast, okay? Anyways, Damage Dealer or Support Monster, I think he works fine in those two roles. Damage Dealer, a little weak with his AoEs. A 40 power AoE at max, being metal based too, isn't really that great. There's a ton of damage dealers out there with 45, and some even have 50 power AoEs. This guy's not really cutting the cake with his AoE damage, in my opinion. But whatevs, he does have a really solid single target attack with the 70 power. Pretty much one shot, but it does have a 2-turn cooldown, so it's not spammable one-shot damage. I would say decent damage dealer, but if I had this guy in my team, I would actually probably run him in a support-based role. I know it's a little weird, but I would. That meaning, cough, clear throat, professional. Clear it again because it's still there. What that means is he wouldn't really be my primary damage dealer or my primary deny. He'd be a backup for both because he's not really, in my opinion, he doesn't really shine in either role. So I think he'd be better kind of backing up someone that does a better job at those roles. Okay? That's just where I would say. So, if you're going to go denial, obviously you're going to use 3 speed on him. There's really no other accepted rune method. I wouldn't ever advocate another rune method for your primary denial. If you're going damage dealer, you can get away with a few different setups. I would never do 3 strength. I see so many people do that. It's such a bad idea. It can work in, like, you know, PvE stuff, but when you're going to PvP, 3 strength is a terrible rune setup. Do not use it. Makes your monster way too slow. So you can do 2 strength, a speed, 2 strength, and a team speed. You can also do 2 speed and a strength, or 2 team speed and a strength. Both of those will work just fine. He's got enough life. I don't think he really needs a life rune. Plus, he has no healing skills, so a life rune really doesn't really benefit this guy a whole lot. So stay away from those, in my opinion, for him. Now, in the support-based role, you can run him a couple different ways. 2 team speeds and a strength is still kind of supporting, in my opinion, because the team speeds do buff your denial speed, but having that strength will make him hit a little bit harder. If you're not really worried about his damage, you have a really solid damage dealer already that you don't need backup damage, I'd go ahead and run 3 team speeds on him, because that's going to, 1, allow you to have a backup denial with the AoE total blind, which isn't a super reliable deny, but it's not terrible either. Plus, he does have a little bit of backup damage for you, some AoE bleed and stuff like that. Not terrible. If it was in my party, it would probably be run with 3 team speeds. I wouldn't really want him as extra damage. My damage is fine right now. So that's where I think he kind of fits. He's not really super amazing. He's not really a standout monster, in my opinion. He's nothing really special about him. Total Blind's kind of cool because it's new, but it's not really OP at all. It's not really like a, you know, this is going to be the new thing. It's not. But anyways, that's where I see him. Let's go ahead and jump back and wrap things up, and it's going to be a good day. Alright? Alright. Alright, peeps. That is everything you need to know about the Scrap Warrior. Hopefully, as long as nothing changes. Like I said, not really a standout monster, nothing super crazy special about him, but if you get him for free, that's awesome, right? Right. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, don't forget to leave those in the down there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you liked the video, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button and show your support, and I will see you guys next time.